All right, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome back. So we have non-farm payroll today, and we had G20 meetings all day today as well. So we're going to probably see some weird price movement today, which is fun. It's always fun to see volatility. So we have a Fed monetary policy report also at 11 a.m. this morning, so it's going to be rather impactful as well. So we're going to shoot over to the charts. And first order of business, I have a dollar CAD short one to see if I can get a push underneath that low for the sell stops. The order block was a little too much for it to overcome. So that stopped out at 29.80 in here on the rejection block, went above it, hit it. Still inside the overall range. Now looking at it this morning, I'm thinking that non-farm payroll might push it over these equal highs, because you see there's 1, 2, 3, and guys on YouTube like to call that triple tops. So you know what that means. I'll come back to the dollar CAD in a second. Cable, true to form, I mentioned that we'd have issues with this 129.70 because it's a breaker and it has to leave it convincingly. It has to really get through that. And you can see we're basically encapsulated by that entire breaker. So 129.70 was in fact the struggling point, and it gave up a little bit of ground last night, left equal highs in here. And we mentioned that that might be one of the outcomes we see for cable not being able to rally because of 129.70. If it drops and euro rallies, or if they can keep euro sideways, that would give us that run on euro pound, which came to fruition beautifully. So the fair value gap in here I was outlining last week and then mentioned again every day so far this week, came up and hit that, filled it in brilliantly. So we may be seeing the end of the euro pound move higher, but we may see cable gain some of its losses overnight. It may rally a little bit, and euro may rally up into that 1460 rejection block. So we may see that push above, clear out these buy stops. Now, whether we go through that and reject and go lower or not, I don't know. I don't have a strong feeling one way or the other about that, but I do believe that we are going to go to 1460 this morning on non-farm payroll. I think that'll possibly happen simply because we're so close to the daily liquidity that's on this daily high here at, where are we at here? 114.52. So it's not that far away from where where we're at now, and to blow out the weekly rejection block at 1460. Just as a side note, I made some notations before I started today. I know I breezed through the recap yesterday and didn't mention anything about the COT or the euro dollar, and I will get to that today, I promise. We're gotten slammed because a lot of folks didn't sign their satisfaction. A lot of them are on vacation. They haven't even opened it up yet, so we've been busy getting that together. And hang on one second, where are we at? All right, so dollar CAD, I want to go back to that one. So I suspect now that the premium arrays I was trying to work off of, they are no longer valid as we broke through them. And we come to mean threshold. This last up candle was this bearish order block. Buy side liquidity rests at 130.20. So I think we have maybe a low resistance liquidity run for dollar CAD on the upside. Now that may not be all that we see on this. It may push a little bit higher, and I'll outline that in a second. But I'm observing today. I'm not trading. It's non-farm payroll. And we have ADR high looking at 130.35. And if we go out a little bit further, there's a little bit of business I want to detail. And yeah, here it is. I'm going to use horizontal lines because that way it'll pop on the chart a little bit easier to see. So you have 130, 125 essentially. Let's drop this down a little bit. Top of the gap, bottom of the gap, and then we have this. Come on, work with me here. Small one in here. So we got 30, basically 31.60 I like as a longer term if we've made some kind of a longer term low. And 31.20, which is between 31.15 and 31.25. I like getting it right in the middle. Again, we like to see at least the middle of gaps be traded too. All of this has been efficiently traded. We had 2 candles pass through that, so it's not that big of a deal in terms of a gap. We have a small little itty-bitty thing in here. I wouldn't even mention that. But we do have an order block that NFP could work off of today as a catalyst. Let me get this off. All right, so we have that, and then we have the buy stops here. So I'm going to throw a fib on real quick to see what the projections are on that, and see if it overlays with any of the, good grief, come on. You guys are laughing about the song I was playing. You're lucky I wasn't playing Yanni. Yanni? Yeah, man, it relaxes me. All right, so we have a 200 extension up here, which is basically a measured move, completely duplicate of this range here, just added to the high up there. And it takes us right into that 131.13 level to maybe 131.15. Is that what that is? Well, 16, give or take, 131.15. We'll just call it that. So we can see this come to fruition. If we got some wild reaction to the employment numbers this morning and really upset some of the, there's been a lot of talk about dollar this, dollar that, everything down, dollar, dollar, dollar. So sentiment right now is heavily bearish on dollar. And even though I do believe that this is a viable target, we had this order block down in here, and we could be just making an attempt to try to go lower, but fail right at the bullish order block and this old high. Draw that out in time. And it's typical of non-farm payroll to do this type of stuff. Upset the cart. Right there at the mean threshold, that's last closed down candle, bullish order block. So we could see a dollar-based rally today on NFP. And then I'd be looking for this level up here, 96.88. I think that was a level that would have been better if we would have rallied up to that instead of just this little thing here. It would have been better for it to rally to that. So that was the level I was looking for action this week. Euro pound, again, I think we've fulfilled our weekly range. Euro dollar, I think this is going to act like a rogue and just rally one more time and hit that 1460 level. I do believe we'll get 1450 with non-farm payroll push. Just a wild push on volatility. We've already got the pre-NFP number spike below, so they've taken a low, another low. Now we have gaps above us. We have it in here. We have it up in here, all through here. So let's define that. Let's keep it like this for now. I'm out here. I need a control button. I'm using my other laptop, and this is the one I don't use that much. I feel like a blind man. Someone's moved my furniture around. All right, so where are we at here? Yeah. All right, so NFP in force. All right, we are in an order block now. Take this off. We got that projection already. Take a quick look on cable. See, this is where we're looking if it goes higher. Euro dollar. Big spike, knocking out trailed stop losses. Let's see if they can run it up above that 1450 level. And here she comes. $14.50. So far both sides of the marketplace, sell stops taken first. Now we're on the buy side. Logically, we have lots of liquidity above the daily high over here, so 14.50 should still be a draw. Cable's almost up at its upper portion of the lowest fair value gap, and we have 129.30 is our next one. Okay, dollar CAD has slipped completely all the way down below the lows. There's dirty dogs. So they'll take those sell stops now, of course. See what the dollar index is doing here. It's all over the place. Can you believe when I was an S&P trader, I used to do this day all the time? Used to look for it every first of the month. I'm gonna trade spoos, man. I'm gonna make so many. I'm gonna make so many handles today. It didn't work out as well as I thought it was. So 114.50. Oh, Bella. And Bailey, rather. Okay, cable's almost at our first fair value gap. These boxers of mine, here it is, 29.16's been hit, so next one is 29.30 basically. They're both fighting to get underneath my desk to sit at my feet. Bella's so big, she takes up basically all the floor space. And Bailey's like, no, I want to get in there. Look, it's an amusement ride. So I'm wondering if they're going to take the sell stops here and then pull it all the way back up, because it's not up on payroll, and go for those buy stops. They're really layered in there nice. Still not enough to get me wanting to trade it, but it's still. Let's see what they get with that run. We had this level outlined yesterday, 28. I'm sorry, 129 big figure. Okay, so cables getting ready to climb up here and closing this. Now it doesn't have to stop here. I just like this order flow over here. Is the most recent one. Excuse me. Most recent down close candle swing low. So that would be a nice rebalancing point. Euro dollar just 7 pips away from the 114.50. Then it should pop and clear up to that 14.60. And that's that weekly rejection block. We'll see if we get that happen today. Come on. Why is that not showing up? No, to white. When did I change that to white? Other computer, Michael. Yeah, so that's the weekly rejection block. So we have 14.50 and 14.60 as our weekly rejection. So close. So close. So the dollar's wiped out its equal lows in here. Didn't come up to anything that's clear on the 15-minute time frame. I can see here. Hang on. Do a breaker here. See what it looks like on an hourly. Yeah, just a breaker. Right in here. In there. So we have sell side liquidity resting below these equal lows in here for dollar index. So that could be the draw on today's lows, 95.60, 95.50. Takes us down into this candle's high. Just also it's open. Yeah, so 95.50 I think is the draw on the downside on dollar. If we reject this low and go above, we have a little bit of buy side liquidity in a pool of buy stops around 96. Is that 30? Let's see here. 35. Between 30, 96.30 and 96.35. Dollar CAD. No real run below the lows. Just a little push through it. Didn't even get to the 29 big figure yet. 2 pips away from that. Let's see if anybody comes in, steps in, defends that. We had buyers ahead of it who were here and here, and now we're through it today. So see how much of a convincing fashion there is to move below 129 big figure. So far, it's just a logical run on sell stops. It irritates me that it didn't do it yesterday, but we're here today. So cable still weak, can't even get to the second gap yet. And euro dollar failed to get to 14.50. Euro pound still holding its ground. That'd be very dissatisfying for euro not to at least hit that 114.50 and wipe it out, even if it's by 1 pip. Things like that make me angry. OCD. Bailey, stop running around. No, Bailey, hang on, she's eating my pen. All right, so we got as high as 1446, so 4 pips short of the mid-figure 114. Still could happen today. So dollar CAD has gone below its low we were aiming for yesterday. And let's see if we run back up at all and close in some of this range, or if we expand down below 129 big figure. Dollar index is not convincing either way. As I was saying at the beginning of the session, I was going through some of the articles that get sent to me by way of email, and when my videos are compressing, I can't do anything else. So I look at the reports on the headlines. I'll go to Market Watch, and I'll go to all the forums, and I click on the majors and see what the general sentiment is. I don't spend a lot of time reading it. I just want to see excitement, basically, like, oh, this is going to go to hell. Oh, this is going to go straight to the moon. I'm looking for those types of keywords, those types of trigger words where it makes it feel like they're very emotional about it. And everybody's talking dollar, dollar, dollar. It's dead. It's going down. It's going, the Hades. It's straight going down. It's just going to go lower. Yada, yada, yada. And whenever that's like that, it creates the opposite effect. So I think that's what we're seeing in here. So in a way, that's kind of why I'm looking at this dollar CAD, thinking that this may be a turtle soup. They could have taken the lows that we were looking for yesterday as an objective. It came all the way against my stop last night and then ran it down lower in non-farm payroll. So if they reject that low in here, that'll build on my idea about why I believe the sentiment on dollar being bearish is, at least for the near term, contrarian. Because we've already worked off the sell market maker sell profile here. Consolidation, return to consolidation, smart money reversal, low risk sell, distribution, and we're below it now. And we're at the low, essentially right now. We've taken out this short-term low, which is over here. So everything has been, in my opinion, staged beautifully for a reversal. Lots of folks that are looking for bearish dollar now, they gave it to them on a spoon initially on non-farm payroll with this drive lower, but we haven't seen any continuation. And we have all of this over here that's got to break through. which in a way, it's for an hourly chart, it's efficiently balanced out. And we have a nice little sell side liquidity pool resting below here, but it doesn't seem like it's in any hurry to get down to it. You had thought that it was expanding, taking out these, so why not go all the way down and grab it? Cable only fulfilled the lower end fair value gap, and we're back towards the small little efficient range of price action right in here. If it's going to rally, it's going to do it on this candle. We're at these last 3 down close candles as a bullish order block, so it's going to go higher and reach for this one. It should do it on this particular candle right now. So between now and 9 o'clock New York time, it should rally if it's going to do it. And euro dollar, let's see if it finds its legs to get to that 1450. And in other news, Bailey has muscled Bella out of the footrest area. She's a brat. All right. So dollar index. Come up, cleared all of yesterday's down close daily range. Bearish order block. 9605. Today's high. 9613. What was the open on that? Yeah, 9613. So we came all the way up and rebalanced right to the opening perfectly. The only one I really care about is this euro. I just want it to get up here and hit these 2 levels. If it does that, I'm comfortable. I'll be happy about it. If it stops right here, that irks me. Do me a favor, let me pull up the box here so you guys can answer me. What's all of your come on, 6 o'clock's out of my way. What is the high you have on your feed for euro dollar? $46 is, I'm seeing 39. Wow, 39.8. $47. 47's got the lead so far. It's the highest quote I've seen. Yeah. A lot of 46s. So it failed to get to that level. It's a little disappointing for me because I wanted to see it pop up in there. So let's take a look at what the landscape looks like. Post NFP, we have about 20 minutes in to the numbers, and we have euro making a higher high, dollar making a lower low, cable making a lower low, let's change this to a 15. It's still a lower low for this, but I'm going to go back to a 15-minute time frame. Really much more dramatic in a 15-minute chart, isn't it? It's a crash. So those buy stops, they're layered up a lot. We have them at today's high and on the 5th and 4th of July and 3rd. of July. So 3rd, 4th, 5th, and overnight, big piles of buy stops resting on this dollar CAD. So they pulled it all the way up from, we were looking for this low here yesterday, 29.55. So about 40 pips they drug it up and then took it lower. Yeah, we might not see another volley of movement until the 11 o'clock hour monetary policy thing. What is that? Yeah, Fed monetary policy report comes out 11 a.m. New York time. So that probably will be the driver. We have PMI for CAD at 10 a.m. also. So we'll see if that generates a rejection off of those lows or if we see continuation lower. My gut tells me that this is going to get scooped up where we're at underneath these lows. Maybe 129, 28.90. See if any buyers come in underneath there. Really wanted to see that level get hit. See, I'm looking at Euro, and I don't have anything. I have no horse in this race, but the thought process is, okay, if I would have been long yesterday, say I would have taken a long on Euro, I'd still be in this thing and feeling the grind of it not having traded to 114.50. So that's the internal dialogue I'm having about it. And how would I feel right now, given that, like if I was long yesterday anywhere in here, how would I feel having it not see 114.50 when it got really close to it, but it just ran out and petered out and didn't have any more steam to get there. Might do it at 11 o'clock, but I'm not going to be here at 11 o'clock. So, rather disappointing non-farm payroll in my opinion. Would have liked to see a little bit more directional run. Sloppy in cable. CAD's the only one that had a directional run rate for the sell stops. 129 is coming in here now. Boom, hit it. There you go. That's what we were looking for yesterday. You Canadians, you guys got something against me, just like the Japanese do. This level here you're asking about, Muhammad? It's the 129 big figure. Or 114.60. 114.60, as it's indicated here, is a weekly rejection block. It's the furthest up close candle on a weekly to reach into. No, it doesn't. It has anything to do with IPTA. It's a higher time frame weekly rejection block. All right, so we're hitting that 129 big figure on dollar CAD. Let's take a real quick look over here at the dollar index. Yeah, see what I'm saying? Dollar index is not trying to reach down there. But we had dollar CAD reach deeper down to the 129 big figure. So in a perfect world, we would see dollar index reaching down when we see the dollar CAD doing equal attempts to reach for sell side liquidity. So we hit the 129 big figure. See if any buyers step in here and gather this up a little bit. We'll need to take profit. Okay. I'll buy one down here just to see if I can get any kind of read on it. Now I have a little bit of a ego on the line. So we're below the lows I was aiming for yesterday. We hit the 129 big figure. Dollar index is not trying to show willingness to go lower. In fact, it's even giving up more ground. So it could flip this candle that we're in here bullish. And we're down below these sell stops here. Gather them all up, hit the 129, see if there's any defense on that level. Let's let that ride. I'm going to let this one cook until today's, and we see Euro failing to make any more attempt to go higher. That really, it really irks me. Why, why can't you just give me what I want? Okay, I didn't have anything in here to make money with. Just give me the 1450, and so I can go home into the weekend and be happy about it. And I'm going to be mad. I'll take it out of my wife. Yeah, sure I am. What was the U.S. CAD stop? What was the U.S. CAD stop? Hang on here. Go to my chart. There you go. You guys can see it clear now. So we'll see if we get a run up. If we can get above, let's see what this is here. Good grief. Cody says last time I'm using this laptop. I told you this before. I hate this one. All right, so 29.38, so 40. So we need to get above 29.40, which is the high on this candle here, the last down close candle. So 29.40, we see that. We'll look for a full fill on this range. And the stop, I won't worry about moving it. It's more or less just to get me a better feeling of what they're doing with this dollar CAD, because I don't believe that this drop down here is. There you go. You got it up close now on the dollar index. So again, all that sentiment, dollar, it's going to hell. It's bearish, it's bearish, it's bearish. Man, non-farm payroll acts like a breaker in sentiment where it just changes everybody's opinion about it. So, I mean, we could be looking at an intermediate term low here. We have a low, rallied up, and retracement, and then well, you can see it higher, go to 96.60. Who knows? But take one more quick pass through. Cable is left at bullish breaker on the downside. Start paying attention to this 28.62. It's Friday. It's a little late going into this one here. If it would have hit that, or if it, say it does, it trades down to this level here, I will be buying 25 standard lots of this in real money. That's how I like it. I like it like that. So in here, we trade to 127.70. I'm a buyer. So that's what I'm looking for. Even if it doesn't get there today, you know what I'm expecting if we see lower prices going into next week. I want this. If I get this, I'm buying lots of it. And in fact, if I get it, I'll show you how we can use an hourly chart and pyramid and build it up. Okay, so one more quick look at CAD. I'll go back through it here. So CAD here, I got my stop. It's trading at 129 big figure again. Cable. Next downside is 28.60. We'll just round it to the round number. If it's going to go down here, it might spike into a little bit. And we're looking at that high being 28.62. So round number 28.60. Downside next. Then below that, it's just all bounced out efficiently. Both passes through. So we're going to look for, if we get ahead of my expectations of seeing that 28.60 being support, it can go down to the middle of that efficiently traded range, like I'm going to show you in the euro in a second. And that's basically what, 128.30. $28.28. So 28.30, 28.28 in that area, we could see that as a daily low if we lose this short-term high in here. It's a nicely balanced out range. We had buy side delivered here and sell side offered in the same candle. Then we left that range. So it starts at 28.62, comes down to 28.28. So we'll just call it 28.25. Reach for that objective. It's a nice 5 level. If we lose that, then we know all eyes go into here. And we have that fair value gap defined by this candle's high, this candle's low, and we also have the bullish breaker. So there's several different things in here we could look at, but I like that 27.70, 27.65 level. To me, it's like an amazing buy. I want to buy that. And now we'll look at euro dollar real quick. It's given up its ghost. So now we're going down towards the sell stops that were left resting below the lows for all the YouTube buyers. Then we have euro pound still hanging around near its gap. It could punch up, take out that 88.80 level. That also would make me happy. I'd like to see that one trade through a little bit more. And then dollar index, like I said, it's come off of its low and closed bullishly on its last hourly candle, and we're now a new candle. So notice the high in here, this high and this. Let me zoom in. And then we'll close the session out and let that dollar CAD trade pan out. Equal highs, small little gap in here, and this high here. So 96.15, 96.20. If it gets to that level, anticipate being run out on 96.35s. So that's how we look at it. 96.15, 96.20, then 96.35, and then the rejection block would be the highest candles close here, 96.44. We'll call it 96.45. And apart from that, I don't see anything else intraday for dollar. But I do like the fact that they said, no, we're not going any lower. Thanks for asking. Still at that 129 big figure. Yeah. So we'll let that one cook, see what pans out. I'd like to see it show some willingness to go up, because then I could be a buyer on Monday and try to get some of this range in here closed up. This is only a demo. I'm not in it with live funds, but if it does give me a positive feedback, then I will be looking to take longs in live accounts in front of you all on Monday. So I'm going to close this one, folks. Okay. So I'll catch up with you later on this afternoon with a daily recap, and have yourself a great weekend. Be safe, and I'll talk to you on Saturday night with your first teaching for Mega Trades.